All right, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Speak on It. Y'all know what it is. It's your host, Dom and Biv. We are live on YouTube and Facebook, so make sure you go and subscribe to our channel. Make sure you smash that like button. It's National Championship Day, but we're going to try to get out of y'all hair before that. But we got a couple things on tap that we want to talk to y'all about. Starting kicking it off with, let's kick it off with the breaking news, right? Y'all know I'm excited. Y'all a fan of the show. Y'all know I'm excited. Doug Peterson is out. Um, I'm cool with it, but I'm gonna tell you, I don't think he's a bad coach. I don't. I just think that he got into a place where it was about him. It's about Doug. You know what I mean? Like he want his coaches, he want his guys, and I'm like, bruh, your coaches and your guys aren't helping you. They're the reason that you're fired. You know what I mean? Because you won't relinquish some of the power that you have. Like who cares if you're a play caller? Like you already had the job already in place. Though you're an Eagles coach. You could have been an Eagles legend, which you might still might be. Um, but you brought the city its first championship. If you just relinquish some of the play calling duties, now all you do is you free yourself up to be the. But I think you are the best, like where you're at your best, which is a motivator. And you see it like when he got fired, like you see people reaching out saying, um, yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, shout out to Coach. I mean, we're gonna miss you, Coach. Stuff like that. Like people were surprised they would get fired. So we know that he had the some of the team. I mean, some of the players love him. Um, but he did it to himself. Like you have to learn how to delegate and learn how to give up some of the control. And like he said today in this thing, is he was tired of people telling him what to do. Well, Doug, maybe doing it your way, doing it your way is what got us here. Frank Wright was there in 2017. He was telling you what to do, trying to where you in, stop running, stop passing so much, run the ball some more, led you to a championship. And you have Frank Wright past 3 years, tired of people telling you what to do. My brother said today in our chat, our Eagles chat, "Yo, I got news for you, bro. Where the next place you go, it's gonna be somebody there telling you what to do. You got, you got to learn to accept that." So I'm excited about it, man. I'm looking to see where we go from there. I know it's another part to the question, but I'll let you talk on Doug Peterson firing.
Honestly, I think it was one of those situations where winning was kind of covering up the flaws. And kept saying that it was Carson, it was Carson, it was Carson the last couple of years with them struggling to get into the playoffs. And maybe it was Doug. Who knows? Maybe it was Doug. That was the reason why they were struggling. I know injuries is always one of the major issues with them, whether it was the receiving core, whether it was the secondary. But here we are. You know, I thought Doug was a good. I thought he was. I think he's a good guy. You know, from the outside looking in, I don't really know what he was as far as the locker room. Is he a motivator, that type of guy? I don't really know. But all I know is his players seem to love him. But after what happened in the last game of the season, I'm not sure if they were ready to go to war for him anymore. And I think that was a difference. You can love somebody, but are you gonna go and give them everything that you have and trust them? And I don't think that was there anymore.
I agree with you. I love a lot of people, but there are people that you're gonna love. And again, I love all people. I'll say that. But there's people that have a different. You have a different type of love for certain people, right? Certain people that you love, but you know that you're gonna get your all. Like my kids, my wife, I love her with the utmost. She's gonna give my everything. You know what I mean? I love my employees. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna give them my everything. Yeah, I'm not gonna give you. I'm gonna give them my all, but I'm not gonna give them the same all I give her. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give them my all for the situation, but I'm not gonna give the same all that I give her the kids. So I'm with you. Like the people can love you, but then you can still not get their all. And that's like I said, I think that's what Doug got. I think when we see Carson not, um, I mean Carson having that riff, and then what happened with the end of the season? I mean the last game, but then when you hear things like they asked Doug about the vision, like what's the vision of the team, and when he couldn't give the owner a full vision of where you want to go with the team. I know you ain't giving your guys that. Like, I think I talked about it last week about vision, right? Like, people are going to follow a vision that they can legit see. If they can't see it, they're not gonna follow you. So if you can't, if Jeffrey Lurie can't see your vision, I know that locker room couldn't see your vision. And it goes to where what you saying, like he must have locked the locker. He must have locked the locker room because there is no vision. There is nothing set in stone or set in place. Like who's the quarterback? I don't know. I don't know who the quarterback is. You don't know who the quarterback is. So if you don't know who the quarterback is, so this is what I want to say. We talk about the vision, right? So if Doug doesn't know who the quarterback is, the team doesn't know who the quarterback is. Teams like to get up, or wide receivers and quarterbacks like to get up during the off season, work on their skills. If I don't know who the quarterback is, who the hell I'm working out with in the off season? You're gonna have Carson guys, you're gonna have Jalen guys. You're gonna have some receivers that's working out with Jalen, you're gonna have some receivers that's working out with Carson, and you're not there's no camaraderie.
Getting nowhere fast.
So you got two teams. Somebody needs to take the reins and say, no, this is my team. And I feel as though Doug should have done that. This is my team. Okay, go like this is what Doug probably should have said. Offensive coordinator, you do your thing, play the call, run, be the play caller. Defensive coordinator, be the play caller. I'm gonna put it all together. I'm gonna come up with this. I mean, I'm gonna keep the team together. And apparently he couldn't do that. So other part to it, the question you asked was who how intriguing is that job now? And I'm gonna say this, not because I'm a fan, but I'm torn on how appealing and intriguing that job is. Based off of a lot of things that I just talked about. You got two quarterbacks, you don't know who's the guy. But both of them are exciting because you've seen MVP type level with Carson Wentz, and you've seen like glimpses of greatness out of Jalen Hurts. So it's like when I look at that, I'm like, dang, I'm excited about that because I can do something with that. There's foundation there. You also have that defense. There's good things there with Fletcher Cox. There's good things there with Darius Slay. There's good things there with Brendan. Now they're a little bit older. Brendan Graham a little older, but Darius Slay and Fletcher Cox, they're still 29, 30. You know what I mean? So that's prime. There's good young pieces there at wide receiver. So there's good young pieces there, and they have a winning foundation. All the other jobs, I don't know have a winning foundation. They're more intriguing for a GM to me. I think a lot of the other jobs are more intriguing as far as a GM. Because when I go to the Jaguars job, they got $100 million. I got the first overall pick. I got some building blocks there, but then you also have to come in and build a culture of winning there. Like when you think about the Chargers, they got a lot of good building blocks there, but is there a culture of winning there? You know what I mean? So I think that when we're talking about from a talent perspective and a GM perspective, there are some other jobs out there that are intriguing. But we're talking about a coaching job where I also feel that you don't have to do a lot. You need to rebuild some things like with Carson. You got to rebuild them, rebuild the confidence in them and stuff like that. Or Jalen, whoever your guy is. But I think that it's not a lot of things that you have to do. Like you said, there's a lot of injuries there. If you talk about taking away the injuries, Lane Johnson, probably the best right tackle in the game. You got Brandon Brooks, who probably one of the best right guard in the game. If Jason Kelsey comes back, probably the best center in the game. I just say Malo, who's solid, and then you just go worry about who your left tackle is, right? Miles Sanders, who's a good young running back. Tight ends, I mean, so it's a lot of good things there as a coach. It's just really again just going in there and establishing that you are the guy and giving them some kind of direction and vision. Because like you said, we just seen them have a playoff run last year, had another playoff run the year before, and won the Super Bowl like 3 years ago. So I think it's a lot of things, a lot of good things there. But if I'm ranking the jobs, again, I'm a fan, and it's not because I'm a fan, but as a coach, I'm gonna say, if I'm a coach, that's the number one job I would take. If I'm a GM, it's probably a job that I don't want to touch. But there's no GM because Howard Roseman's the GM. If I'm the coach, it's a lot to build on there, in my opinion.
For me, I'd say it's probably the best job available. If you want to talk about an opportunity to win, simply because of division. The division every year is up for grabs because there just doesn't seem to be a team that wants to dominate that division. So I feel like every year you're at least a team just went to the playoffs with what, 6 wins?
Yep.
6 wins. So
7
wins.
6 wins.
You get the 7 or 8 wins every year. You're having a chance to make the playoffs in the NFC East. To me, it makes that job the most intriguing. When you're talking about the Jaguars, they're in the division with Tennessee and Indy.
And let's not talk about. Listen, the right coach come with the Texans.
Yeah, then the Texans, the Chargers, the Chiefs ain't going nowhere. Then you have the Raiders.
It's coming up.
Yeah, the Jets. I don't want to see Buffalo and Bill Belichick.
And Brian Flores, who coming up.
Yeah, so the NFC East is very intriguing to me because I can win division after division after division, just being good enough. And all you got to do is get in the playoffs, and anything can happen. So that to me makes the Eagles' job that much more intriguing.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like you said, just that alone. I mean, if you can come and get a kid coach who can bring some stability and vision and get those guys going and start winning consistently, double-digit wins, like you said, you can pretty much run this division. Yep. And honestly, to me, when I think about quarterbacks, right? Like you said, I go to the Chargers job. Who's the best quarterback in that division?
Pat
Mahomes. Who is the best quarterback in the AFC East division with the Jets?
Josh.
Who else is out there? The Texans job. Okay, you might take the Texans job, but I think Deshaun Watson is the best quarterback in that division. But you still got studs. You still got a stud in Tennessee, Derrick Henry. You still got a stud in Indy. If they get the right quarterback as well, they have Phillips, but they have everything else that's in place. So if they get the right young quarterback, and if I'm a head coach, if I'm not Deshaun Watson's guy, I might not want to touch that job.
Not with the way he had them right now about the GM.
I might not want to touch that job buying his coach. You know what I mean? So when I look at Philly, I think about who's the best quarterback in the division. People may say Dak. Some of them may Dak, but it's a debate. And Carson at his best, Dak at his best, it's a debate. People may say Dak. I mean, others may say Carson. So if you can come in to that division, you may have the best quarterback in the division. You may have the best defense. I mean, or one of the best defenses in the division. You probably got the best, or I mean, one of the best like collection of talent. I'm talking about from the defensive side and offensive side. That might be the best. Like you said, that might just be the best job as a coach.
As a coach, that's the best job that as far as setting up to win. That's the best job. Win now, best job with that division and with the building blocks you already have there.
I'm with you. Let's all right, let's jump into these playoffs, man. Let's jump into these playoffs real quick. I think we both did a pretty good job picking this week. I think the only game I picked that I didn't win was, or I think that the team didn't win was the Bears game. The Bears game, and they had every opportunity. Like the Saints just kept giving them layups. Here you go, take this, take this, and they just couldn't do it. Which is why I think there should be another opening at head coach. But anyway, listen, shoot, I'll start right there at that game. One thing my takeaway with that game is one, Matt Nagy's trash. But I'm not. It goes back to what we were talking about. I'm really not sold on the Saints. I'm legit not sold on the Saints. So as bad as the Bears were, I feel like they had every opportunity to win that game. They just didn't want to win that game. Their offense is trash. Matt Nagy is an offensive mind, but he can't get it done. That's why he needs to be moved on from. But I want to shout out to the Saints. They did their thing, but I'm not sold on the Saints.
I'm not even sure. I can't remember the kid's name that dropped the touchdown in the first half. Yeah, that was the ball game. That was the ball game right there. And then they get the I guess they turned it into a fumble recovery. I thought it was an interception on Taysom Hill, but they said it was. I guess they finally said that it was and ruled it was a fumble recovery. They're driving. And then the boy get a penalty. Now, it went from 3rd and about 5 to 3rd and 20. And I was like, come on. How many times are you going to shoot yourselves in the foot? And this was just the first half. I was like, they'll never get out of this hole because they can't get out of their own way. And time after time after time after that, they just couldn't get out of their own way. The defense played well enough considering you were missing 2 or 3 of your top guys in the second. They were in that game to win it.
And you was missing Roquan Smith.
Yeah. The offense couldn't get it done. And it was just that simple, man.
Yeah,
I'm still not sold on the Saints either.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not really sold on the Saints. Like you said, but that's still been a blowout, especially with the Bears moving, missing so many pieces on defense. It was just that caught up with them. But like you said, you had the penalty with the corner, which again, I'm gonna tell you, there was a couple questionable calls I questioned. The pass interference in the red zone when it was like 3rd and it was 3rd and goal. Pass interference, they took the pass interference on the tight end. That was a questionable call. That I feel like that wasn't pass interference. Which is a couple of questionable calls. Where I feel as though that maybe they wanted the Saints to win. Yeah, I mean, just some makeup calls from what happened. I mean, a couple years ago. But I was like, man, it just Matt Nagy is he's just terrible. He's supposed to be an offensive mind, but he's just not it. How are you an offensive mind and you can't drum up some offense? And the Saints was legit giving you things. They were legit giving you field position. You just kept kicking field goals or messing up. Like you said, that's uncoached, undisciplined coaching. And that's not having an offensive mind. So
yeah, they couldn't get out. The Bears couldn't get out of their own way.
Let's jump to the game that kicked off the playoff. Bills, Colts. Whew. Listen, I think Philip did his thing. I think Philip did. He had a couple of classes he probably went back. But all in all, I think Philip was all right. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people want to retire him. A lot of people want to move him out of the way. I'm one of the ones that's included. Uh, I think Philip Rivers did his thing. He handled himself well. I think the Colts defense is one of the bright spots on that team. That offensive line is nasty. That's a nasty offensive line. Um, Jonathan Taylor, Michael Pittman. They got a nice young core there. You know what I mean? They was doing their thing. But the thing that stood out to me, Josh Allen. Josh Allen, man. The way he continues to elevate his game, the way he continues to play winning football. Like the one play, right? It was supposed to be, I guess, a draw, read option, or whatever it was. He got stopped at the line of scrimmage, looked up, saw his tight end in the red zone or in the touchdown. I mean the end zone. He just jumped up, flicked it to him, touchdown. Like that's off script plays. That's next level thinking. That's what the greats do. That's what Patrick Mahomes type stuff. That's what Aaron Rodgers type things that they do. Um, and Stephon Diggs, man, that boy. Listen. He's just on another playing. Them two are playing on another level right now. Adding Cole Beasley, adding Jonathan Brown, but then they're also going to add Kenny Stills to that with Gabriel Davis. Telling you, that is my takeaway. Josh Allen is playing at another level, at an elite level that I think could be scary for the Ravens and for the Chiefs moving forward. And that defense is opportunistic. I mean, they come up with stops and come up with things when they need to. That's my takeaway there. They're playing to me, I think they're playing the best football. No, I think they're playing the tie, maybe. There's a 1A and a 1B. There's two teams I think are playing the best football right now, going to the playoffs, and they're rolling. And they're one of them.
That was a good game. Like, it was just, it almost felt like at the beginning, he was like, man, whomever has the ball last might be the team that ultimately wins this game. But Phillip Rivers handled himself well. I agree with you. He handled himself well. I mean, there's probably a couple of throws that he'd like to have back, but that's every game probably with every quarterback. So I legit can't have a gripe with either team. I felt like both coaches and coaching staff did a really good job. Both teams had good game plans. They executed well. It wasn't a lot of mistakes, wasn't a lot of blown coverages. It was just a good football game where you had to make plays. And unfortunately, the Bills made more plays. Stephon Diggs is just different. It's just that simple. He's just different. And when you don't have guys that can cover, and if you do have guys that can cover, you still got to get to Josh. So it's a catch-22, and the Colts was able to do it from time to time, but when they needed it the most, they couldn't get it done sometimes. So, but it was a really good game, man. Nothing that the coach should feel ashamed about at all.
He did like Frank Wright, man, is that dude. Yeah, I mean, he came up with a game plan, like you said, executing. They running it down their throat, just running it down their throat. Like I said, but Josh Allen, he said it. I mean, in years past, I would have tried to do too much. I would have tried to do, you know what I mean, try to play Superman. You see, he just gets it now. I don't need to play Superman. I'm just gonna get the ball to my guys, do their thing. I'm gonna make a couple moves with my legs, my athleticism, and I'm just stay within the game plan. I'm gonna stay within who I am. He did that, man. He executed that at a high level, which is why he's moving on. But like I said, shout out to the coach who did their thing as well, man. They had a nice game plan. It just feel like it's the Bills' time.
Yeah,
Mhm. Feel like
I
it's
agree with that.
what other game was on Saturday? Oh, Tom
Tampa
Brady,
and the football team,
Tampa and the football team.
which could have got ugly.
Huh?
Which could have got ugly.
Yeah, it should have got a.
Yeah, it should have got ugly.
This one action. Does what Taylor Hanke did to the Bucks defense? Are you a little bit afraid of what Drew Brees might do?
I was afraid before Taylor Hinkie did that to that defense. They have not been playing since they did that to Aaron Rodgers. They haven't looked good. It was like that was their Super Bowl, that was their moment, and they've not played well since. And what it was starting to be probably a little bit scary is it looks like Tom Brady in the offense is starting to find a groove and started to click. I think that is what could be scary for the rest of the NFC.
Yeah, I think I agree with you that Tom Brady and them are clicking, and I don't need the defense to go out there and to play lights out. But what I need them to do is I need to go out there and make a couple stops. This is what they did against with the Washington football team. Go out there and make a couple stops. Tom Brady and them will make up for the rest. You know what I mean? And like you said, that game could have got ugly. What's his name dropped a couple touchdown passes. Godwin dropped a couple. I think he had like 3-4 drops that game. That thing could have got ugly.
Yeah, that could have got really, really ugly.
And they came out, they did their thing. And like I told you, I said this is probably the best front that Tom Brady was probably going to face. He didn't get. I think I got sacked 3 times, but the pocket was clean. It was a clean pocket most of the night for him. So I'm encouraged about what I've seen of them. I'm also encouraged about what I've seen out of the Washington football team. I'm encouraged about what I've seen out of them. If they get the right quarterback in there, they get the right guy in there, that could be a nice team. That could be a team, up and coming team. So I'm encouraged by seeing out of both football teams. But I just think again, Tom Brady and them, they're clicking.
They're clicking at the right time. So
they make a couple of them passes, man. I'm gonna say this: they can't make those mistakes though.
Yeah, they can't make those mistakes against the Saints.
Yeah,
and it's hard to beat the team 3 times. So
yeah, it is. It's definitely hard to beat the team 3 times. Ravens, Titans. That's one of the other teams.
It was the game plan that I told you that we needed. We had to bang Derrick Henry. We had to make him feel it, and they did. They hit him every chance they got. They put it to him. I was a little shaky at first. Lamar came out. He threw that pick. And I was like, man, I don't know. That's not a play call. That wasn't a play call. That was just a bad throw. Mm-hmm. I'm like, whatever. But we was able to keep him from getting a touchdown, which was perfect. And I felt like really from that point on, we dominated the game because we dominated the line of scrimmage on both sides of the football. And that's Ravens football.
Yeah, I think what was what was shocking is that y'all held Derrick Henry to 40 yards. That was shocking. I'm not gonna lie to you. 18 carries, 40 yards for Derrick Henry. That, like you said, I feel like that was your game plan. We're gonna stop that guy, and if we stop that guy, nobody else can beat us. I feel as though nobody else can beat me. Which that was a great game plan. I think the other game plan was that one thing I said to you on Sunday. I said Marlon need to shadow AJ Brown. He shadowed him. He shadowed AJ Brown. He got beat, yeah, I mean, a couple times, but for the most part, he shadowed him. Yeah, I mean, and I think that they both did. They like he got beat sometimes. There was times where he took AJ Brown out of the game. So I like that game plan. But the story of the game, man, be real, is Lamar Jackson. Lamarvelous. Lamar Jackson was Lamarvelous on Sunday. I know like people will say he only had 179 yards passing, 126 or 100, whatever it is, yards rushing. All those was all those stuff, all that was key. Everything was key. The big pass that he had to Mark Andrews, that was a big pass, a big way, the big momentum, big momentum shift. I think that he's not going to have these big, gaudy passing yards.
He'll definitely do that.
He'll probably never be a 300-yard passer again.
Yeah. Again, I think Lamar's stat line, if you can get 220, if you can get 225 and a touch through the air and 85 on the ground, we good. We're good. We're in a really good place. Now, if it's more than that, I'll definitely take more than that. But if he can get around 325 to 350 all purpose, man, whatever. And I'll take that every time.
And that's what, like, I heard somebody say that at that position you need to be able to throw. I think Lamar can throw. I think he's a good thrower, but that's not his game. That's not his game.
I don't. You don't have to be able to throw. You need to be able to make passes in certain situations. When the situation calls for you to have to make that throw, can you make that throw? And same, it was what was it? It was the Browns game. He was killing them on the ground, but at the end of the game, when we needed him to make a throw, he made the throws. That's all you ask of him. Make the throws when you need to make the throws, but be who you are, which is dynamic with the football in your hands.
I think with that position, that's what people associate. You got to throw. Passer. That's what you're a passer. No, I'm a quarterback. I'm a quarterback. And what quarterbacks do, like, I'm going to use this analogy real quick. A quarterback is, or a point guard, right? Quarterback of a team. Direct plays, get people in the right position to make plays. That's what Lamar Jackson does. He's a point guard at the quarterback position. Like
he's a score first point guard.
Who?
Lamar. He's a score first point guard. You know what I mean? He's James Harden. He's a score first. He's a score first point guard. He's gonna try to. He's best with the ball in his hands, making the decision of whether to throw the ball or run the ball. And if he runs the ball, that's James Harden shooting the three. He's deadly. He's deadly when he does that. But James Harden can still get to go out and get the 10 dimes as well, and that's when Lamar throws the ball. He can go out and he can make the passes when he needs to make the passes. That's where the jury's still out on him being able to do that. And I don't think he has to go out and throw the ball. Lamar shouldn't be throwing for 300 yards because Lamar shouldn't be throwing the ball that much to get 300 plus yards. He shouldn't be throwing the ball that much. We should be running the football with him being a part of the running game.
Now, if he could go out there and get 300 yards, like last Saturday, Sunday, when they play? Sunday, they play Sunday, right? He had 24 passes. I think that's right around the area where you want to keep him at. 24 to 27 passes per game. 10 to 16 yard rushing a game, but that is where he should be. So I think it was a great game plan. I think that if he can get to 300 yards passing, it needs to be explosive plays. Like you said, not 30, 40 times a game passing, but maybe more explosive plays downfield. And speaking of that, Another thing that was interesting to me, or another thing to take away, is that Hollywood Brown. They utilize Hollywood Brown better, more often. Like just getting the ball in his hands.
Yep.
Just getting the ball in his hands, and he came up with clutch plays. Clutch plays he came up with. So that's how you can be explosive with Lamar. Lamar, I gave him 17 for 24, 179 yards. Hollywood Brown, 106. Mark Andrews, I think, had like another 40.
Yeah.
Getting the ball to your favorite.
That's how it should be.
So I'm with you. I think that's the game plan. That is how they win. I think. Listen, that's one of the two best teams playing right now in the National Football League.
And they'll be playing each other next week.
I was praying that they saw each other in the conference championship. I was like, dang, man, I don't want them to play each other in the semis. I want them to play in the championship game. But listen, I picked Pittsburgh to lose, so I knew this was going to happen. I knew this was going to happen. I'm excited to have. Listen, either one of them get to, which one of them will get to the championship and play the Chiefs. Maybe they play the Browns. Let's talk about that game. Maybe they play the Browns. Browns look good against the Steelers.
Did they?
Browns? Did they? Yeah, they put 48.
Did they look good? Or did the Steelers just look bad?
Well, somebody had to look good.
Nah.
I'm gonna take that.
The Browns look like the team that wanted to win last night. They look like the team that wanted to win. Pittsburgh looked like the team that was defeated before they even showed up. And it was so funny because as it happened, the first thing that popped into my mind was this looked like the Broncos versus the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Snapping the ball all over his head for a touchdown. I'm like, and then I'm there thinking like, just knock the ball out the back of the end zone.
Right.
Why are you trying to recover it? Just smack it out the back of the end zone. And then the snowball just piled up. Like, as a Ravens fan, I was loving every moment of it. Don't get it twisted. But as a football fan, I was like, yo, this isn't a good look for this franchise. And again, this was a team that was undefeated and was still like third or fourth in power ranking.
Yep.
Like nobody was buying into them all year long. And then when the injuries started to happen, it just escalated. All of their flaws just escalated. And then next thing you know, you get blown out at home in a playoff game.
Teams were legit just sitting on. It was like people knew what was going to happen. Like, okay, you want to do dink and dunks? Okay, we're gonna jump. Get that. Like there was. I forget who had the blueprint. Who beat them first?
We lost to them, and we gave everybody the blueprint.
Like it was like okay,
we were depleted. We were depleted, and they couldn't blow us out. And then I think Washington beat them the next week, and they was like, the Ravens showed us how to. The Ravens showed us how to do it, and then we just went out and did it.
Because they just went out and Washington legit. They couldn't get to him because he got the ball out so fast. But they just kept putting their hands up in the air. Turnover. And that's what happened last night. Okay, you can get the ball out of your hands quick. We're going to put our hands up. Turnover. And that's what happened. This team is no longer your grandpa's or your father's Steelers.
And they're not even our Steelers.
Right. They ain't even our Steelers. This ain't the steel curtain.
This ain't even our
Steelers. I don't know what these are.
Jerome Bettis, Hines Ward. Offensively, they don't punch you in the mouth.
Right, man. They're like Big Ben.
Defensively, they still might punch you in the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
If they have Bud and Devin Bush at linebacker this year, they're gonna punch you in the mouth. TJ Watt, they're gonna punch you in the mouth. But offensively, they don't punch you in the mouth no more. They can't even run the football. They are absolutely no threat. I'm seeing 6 and 7 man boxes. It's the Steelers.
Yes.
That's disrespectful. The Steelers, Jerome Bettis is probably was watching that game last night like, are you kidding me? I know Bill Cowher was looking at it like this is sad. Like, why can't we just punch this team in the mouth? They couldn't, and they can't. It's just that simple.
Crazy thing is, I'm thinking about they had the triple Bs.
Yeah, this was just a couple of years ago, right?
Two of the other the other two Bs looking good. Not, let's be real. Antonio Brown, he comes back to his zone. He's looking good. Le'Veon,
fitting right in Kansas City,
looking good. Maybe y'all got rid of the wrong Bs. Just saying. Maybe they got rid of the wrong Bs.
Hey, speaking of which,
he said, before we transition to that, the Browns did look good though. They had a game plan. They executed that game plan, run the ball, and they didn't have Kevin Stefanski. They executed their game plan, man.
What I loved about them was it didn't even matter that the defense was putting them in the position to score all of those points. They continued to be who they were, which was run the football, play action. And they continue to be themselves. Again, if Baker going to play like this, Baker is going to be fine. He's not a gunslinger. Let him be this guy here. And the Browns are going to be real good for a while.
Yeah, for a while, man. They got good defense. And I just think about this, right? No Greedy Williams, who is one of their top corners. No Denzel Ward, their top corner. No Grant Delpit, their top defensive back that they drafted. Like, and they had no the boy they got from Jacksonville, because Carl Joseph is their starting safety now. So like their four stars in the secondary is out. They still playing well. They had no not Casey Hayward, but Olivier Vernon. They had no Olivier Vernon on, like, Brown, like you said, the Browns can be good for a while. For a while. The thing is, what do they do with OBJ? That's gonna be the thing. What they do with him. But like you said, transitioning. Speaking of keeping the wrong triple B, do they release him? Should they get rid of him? And where could he go?
I'd cut him. He's definitely not going to be worth the money. That's for sure. I understand that he's what, he won 2 Super Bowls.
2 Super Bowls.
That's fine. Thank you for your services. But I'm not paying you that money to get these type of results. And I'm not talking about these type of results in that he threw the 4 picks. I'm talking about these type of results where the offense all year wasn't in sync. It never got in sync. And even prior to him getting hurt, the offense wasn't looking that great last year. So I'd move on. You have a lot of quarterbacks that's going to be on the market. There's going to be some quarterbacks that you can trade for this, probably right around the same price tag, if not cheaper. So I'd cut him and move on. The question for me is Ben Roethlisberger still a starter in this league?
Before I answer that question that you just asked, when you said there are going to be other quarterbacks on the market, Matthew Stafford with this Steelers team would look great. We talk about generational talent, Juju. Like, Matthew Stafford never had a run game. He never had a run game.
Yeah, he'll put right at home. He'll put right at home.
He used to it. Like, and outside of Megatron, I don't think he's had like a collection of wide receivers that like this. It's just that Big Ben don't have that arm to stretch the teams, to stretch the NFL teams that he needs to. You put Matthew Stafford behind that team in that offensive line with that defense, and Matthew Stafford never had defense like this either. Matthew Stafford, Chase Claypool, Juju Smith, Deontay Johnson, and James Washington with Eric Ebron. He put up MVP type numbers. He'll put up MVP type numbers.
No, man, Matthew Stafford should be available. Matt Ryan, hey Philly, what's up with Carson? Like, I'm not investing in Big Ben. That's all I'm saying. I'm not.
I think you're like 40-something million.
No.
You're like 40-something million. No.
He's not getting that for me. He's not getting that for me.
I'm good, bro. You were one and done. You're a one and done quarterback. And you've been like a one and done quarterback for the past couple of seasons. Let's be real. I know you, like you said, I know you got 2 Super Bowls. Thank you for your service. But you're no longer Aaron Rodgers. No. Bruh, you're not even Phillip Rivers at this point. Not even Phillip Rivers right now.
And he banged up, man. All those injuries over all these years, man, he banged up.
Yeah, so I'm with you. Is he a starter in this league? No.
I don't think so anymore either.
He's not, because there's going to be a plethora. There's so many good young quarterbacks right now. And we're talking about 3 of them that's probably going to come out right. There's 3 of them that's going to come out this year. And I can't even think of their names now. Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, and Zach Wilson. That's 3 of them that we legit know that's going to come out this year. And maybe 2 of them start right now. Maybe 3 of them probably start. So I'm with you. Even if, say, those 3 don't start, or say, like you said, Matt Ryan. Say Zach Wilson goes to the Atlanta, and Matt Ryan is on the block. I take Matt Ryan over Big Ben right now.
I think Matt Ryan over Big Ben any point in time.
Right. So, I don't think Big Ben starts, man. I think maybe he's a bridge quarterback somewhere, but I just don't see where. Maybe there could be a place for him in Washington. Maybe there's a place for him in Washington, depending on how they feel, or depending on if Alex Smith wants to come back. Maybe there's a place for him in Washington.
Now that you just mentioned that, is there any chance that Washington goes and gets that Ron Rivera goes and gets Cam?
Gets Cam?
Yeah.
I think they had the opportunities last year. They didn't go after him.
But now that he's seen that he's healthy and he can still be productive.
There's opportunity. I think there is, because there's chemistry there. But I'm gonna tell you this: if I had my pick between Cam and Ben, I'd probably go Ben from a standpoint of passing, like as a passer. That's just my opinion, because Ben still will pass. You put a great defense and a good running game around them. And again, it's tough to say, because Cam really, he had no weapons this year. He had nothing this year. Like, let's be real. So it's tough. Cam's younger. I think he has more upside. That'd be an interesting one. That would be an interesting one. That would be a real interesting one. I could see it happen, though. I could definitely see Cam playing for the Washington football team next year as a bridge quarterback. So, what other did I talk about?
We didn't talk about Seattle and Los Angeles.
Seattle, Los Angeles. Wow.
The only game, I think that was the only game that I got wrong.
Nope, you got the Colts. Colts Bills.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I just seen it coming for some reason. I just seen it coming. I think that they got a little bit too pass happy this year. I think that's what they did. I think Seattle legit got a little bit too pass happy this year. We got this once in a generation monster on the outside, and we're gonna unleash him. We're gonna get the ball to DK. Get the ball to DK. Came back to bite him a little bit, in my opinion.
I don't even think it was that.
You don't think so?
I think it was the give Russell Wilson an MVP season, or at least a vote.
Well,
and he probably won't happen.
He probably won't even get that.
Probably still won't get a vote.
I'm gonna be real with you. If I think about MVPs, I think
he's not in my top 5.
I think like 4 or 5 of them. I think before.
He's not in my top 5. He's not even in my top 5 quarterback MVP candidates.
I'm sitting here thinking. I know I got the 3: Pat, Josh, and Aaron. But then outside of that, who am I put up there? Lamar?
I put Ryan Tannehill.
Oh yeah, Ryan Tannehill.
I put Ryan Tannehill had an absolute phenomenal year. And I know, and I know the team was trash, but the Deshaun Watson played his.
He did play behind us,
man.
He did.
So I'd have him ahead of Russ.
I can't have him ahead of Russ because he won 4 games. I can't have him ahead of Russ. But he did.
It wasn't nothing that he did. That wasn't his fault. He did
his thing, bro. So
he balled, man.
I was thinking about maybe Tom Brady 40 touchdowns.
Hey, that's another one. That's another one that I'd have ahead of Russ.
So I'm with you. Like it just so happened like they folded down the stretch. Man, they started out hot and they folded down the stretch, and it cost them the game. I mean, it cost him his MVP season.
And the thing about it was his side of the football that cost him the MVP season. Like early in the year, they were winning in spite of a terrible defense. And then down the stretch, the defense was playing much better, but it was the offense that was struggling to put together scoring drives. So I wasn't expecting him to be no offensive juggernaut, but I was expecting him to play a lot better than they played offensively. But
let's be real.
Aaron Donald just took over that game, man.
They lost that game Sunday or Saturday.
It was Aaron Donald.
With Aaron Donald, but it was also because of Russell Wilson. Let's be real. Like we put Russ in this class, and I think sometimes he does. Sometimes he plays like to be in that class. But that pick 6, he threw a pick 6. He threw another one out there that he should have had. Now listen, the touchdown he had was all Russell Wilson as well. The touchdown that DK got, that was all Russell Wilson. But like you said, they lost because of his side of the ball. That defense played great. That defense for Seattle played great. They lost because of his side of the ball. They had that pick 6. Without that pick 6, I think that's a 13-10 game. Russ and them couldn't get it done. They just couldn't get it done. But like you said, man, what I said was that defense, man, when you got that corner with that defensive tackle, defensive end, he's just a defensive player. I don't care what he's just a defensive player.
I said wherever they line him up is where they line him up. He a defensive line. I don't care where they line him up.
He's just a defensive player, bro. And then
that's gonna be interesting. Oh, that's interesting this weekend.
You think so?
Absolutely.
You're gonna get my pick when we do the pick.
That's interesting this weekend, man.
Listen,
Aaron Rodgers ain't Russell Westbrook. I mean Russell Wilson.
I know Aaron Rodgers isn't Russell Wilson.
Aaron Rodgers ain't Russell Wilson.
Aaron Rodgers isn't Russell Wilson.
And as much as I like DK,
you don't think he's Devontae Adams?
He ain't Devontae. Devontae Adams might be the best route runner in football, man.
Ooh, yes. I'll say I'll give you that. I'll give you that. And he's a monster. But this is what I'm gonna say. That offense or that defense for the Packers, it ain't Seattle. It's not.
No. It's not. But on that field, it can be.
But listen, I think this was the worst.
That field, it can be.
I'm gonna tell you, I think this was the worst matchup for the Packers because they got a defense that's going to be able to play in the snow,
and they
and they run the ball. That's what they do. They're going to run it down your throat. Jared Goff. They won. I think Jared Goff had like 97 yards, 100 something like yards or something like that. But it was the defense. So they're going to lock up. You can say whatever you want about Devontae. I love him. But they got 2021 Deion Sanders on their team. They got Jalen Ramsey on that team.
I know.
Jalen Ramsey is a monster, man.
I know.
And if he shadows Devontae, those other wide receivers going to have to step up.
I don't think so, man. I don't think that quarterback and that receiver will allow Jalen Ramsey to take Devontae out of the game.
They might not have no choice because they still got.
I'm not saying that they're them. I'm not saying that they're them. But imagine Deion coming to San Fran and Joe or Steve and Jerry saying, we're not going to throw the ball over there because Deion in town.
No, listen. I think they might throw the ball over there to him. They might throw the ball to him.
No, Jerry, go eat. We get ready to eat. Deion get ready to earn all his money this week. Jalen is getting.
Jalen go on.
I might target Devontae 15 times.
Hey, listen.
Jalen is good ready to get all the work he can get this week.
He might.
Throwing a lot of screens because I'm not letting that big dude.
He might, but they got 99.
Gosh.
99, bro.
That guy's different.
He going to eat. And I'm telling you, Michael Brockers came back. I don't know who the Fox is, but boy, he had a monster game. And they got Leonard Floyd, who had a like.
I'm doing all this talk. I'm doing all this talking just to amp the game up, but I'm probably like, I'm sold. I've been sold on the Rams defense all year.
All year.
I've been sold on the Rams defense all year. All year I've been sold on the Rams defense. I just thought I didn't think the Rams offense would get it score enough points to beat Russ this week.
Yeah, that defense is nasty though.
And then all they really needed was what, about 14.
All they needed.
All they needed was 14.
All they needed was 14.
Because I don't trust that Rams offense to score a lot of points. That's not who they are. They're not going to go.
They might not need to. They just might not need to. I'm talking about throughout these playoffs. They might not need to. There's only one team that I think that has the weapons where, okay, you got Jalen that's going to take that guy out, but I got X, Y, and Z. Like
Tampa.
As good as Devontae and Aaron is, that's a monster matchup. But if Devontae Adams can be taken out of the game, where does Aaron go from there?
You can't allow Devontae to be taken out of the game. You can't allow that.
But if he can, where do you go from there?
Can't allow that.
So that's gonna be an interesting matchup. I'm excited about that. Let's move on to these because I'm trying to get to let y'all get to the game, the college football game. Let's go to NBA, right? Did they rush to make the money? And is it gonna cost them money? No. I think they did. I think they did rush to get the money. I do think they did, but I don't think it's going to cost them money. Sort of like what I told you about the NFL. They're going to keep this ship is going to keep rolling. This ship going to keep rolling. They just had a meeting today. I think. I think that they're going to expand probably the roster. I think it's going to be a lot of different changes that's going to take place with the NBA. And again, we talk about it all the time on here. If there's one commissioner that I trust, and if there's one player association that I trust, it's that league's players association and that league's commissioner. So I do think that they did rush to get money, but I don't think it's going to cost them money. I just don't think so.
Yeah, I agree. They definitely rushed to get the money. They definitely rushed to get that TV revenue. But I'm not sure. I think it's gonna cost them some money. I do. I am not sold that they're gonna have to expand the roster. They're getting ready to be a lot of G League guys playing in the NBA, playing on NBA rosters. That's the only way that they're going to be able to survive this portion of the pandemic. Hopefully by the end of February, March, somewhere, maybe things are starting to turn around. But right now, all of these guys with the safety protocols and the contact tracing and everything, we're talking about. Now, don't get it twisted. It's turning into some good basketball, man. Tyrese Maxey just went nuts the other night. Woo. So it's turning. We getting the good product still. We can still get the good product, but are people gonna tune into nationally televised games when there's 3 or 4 big stars not playing because of the COVID restrictions? Like, are they gonna still lose ratings, which could impact, future CBAs? Like, that's my only concern, is that they really see the big picture with this. I'm hoping that they don't have to continue to miss games. I think there's a couple of games that got canceled tonight and another one that got canceled tomorrow night or something like that. I hope that doesn't become the trend. I hope that they can expand the rosters, give the player exemptions, and get some G League guys in here and get some 2-way contracts or whatever. Get it done, NBA. Get it done, because so far, man, it's been some really good basketball.
Yeah, it's been good basketball. I think that the only reason I think that where the NBA has an advantage because they're postponing games is because they play so many throughout the week. So they can just move that game. Okay, that game is not going to be on this day, but a week later we're going to play it on this Tuesday. Like, that's why I think that they won't lose money, and there's still a way for them to still have that marquee matchup, in my opinion. So let's get to the talk of the night: college football, the national championship game preview. Here's my thoughts on it, right? Jalen Waddle, I'm gonna pull it up. I think I said Saturday or Sunday, I don't see how Ohio State wins this game. If Jalen Waddle plays, this can get ugly. If Jalen Waddle plays, this can get ugly. Because even if he's not say he doesn't catch a pass, it's like having the Deshaun Jackson in his prime or having the Tyreek Hill on your team. Like, you automatically always going to try to figure out where that guy is. He plays, this is going to get real ugly for Ohio State. And it's going to be like you said, you're going to need a big game from – you're going to need a Herculean effort from somebody. You need an Ezekiel Elliott type effort from Trey Sermon, or you're going to need like a Cardell Williams or a Cardell Jones or a Vince Young type effort from the quarterback. And I don't know if they get that.
They might need both. That's the only way they're gonna win. This is like going in the ring against Floyd Mayweather. If you're gonna try to outbox him for 12 rounds, you ain't got a shot. You're gonna have to knock him out. They're gonna have to go out here and knock Alabama out tonight. Like, absolutely just play that once in a lifetime game from everybody. Everybody has to have that once in a lifetime game, because I don't see Alabama dropping the ball and playing a bad game. Defensively, they might make some mistakes here or there, but that offense is not going to miss a beat. They're going to score 35 plus, guaranteed. 35 plus. If you're not talking about scoring 40, you're not talking about winning this game tonight, Ohio State. So Justin Fields, he's gonna have to have that I deserve to be the number 1 overall pick in April moment tonight in order for them to win.
I don't know if you said it or if somebody else said it. Justin Fields will miss passes. He will miss throws. The other guy on the other side, those people are open.
Matt Jones does. It was me. Matt Jones does not miss layups. He doesn't. It's 6. It's 6. Justin Fields, you can't have no could've, would've, should've tonight.
You need a Matt Jones-esque type. You need to play like Matt Jones. He's not gonna miss passes. He's not gonna miss his people. You cannot miss your guys.
You can't miss them tonight.
You can't miss his guys. So I think I gave it to y'all on Saturday. My pick. I'm picking Justin. I'm picking Alabama. My head is Alabama. My heart is with Justin Fields. That's where I'm going tonight with it. So that's where I'm going with it.
Yeah, same situation. My head is with Alabama. My heart is with the Big Ten. Like I'm a Michigan fan, so I want the Big Ten to always do well. But I know this is Ohio State, and I want them to lose all the time. But I want them to win tonight because it makes our conference look good.
Stronger, yeah.
This is an uphill battle that I'm not sure they're ready for.
This is what I'm gonna say. Final thoughts. My final thought is: listen, we come into the year with these New Year's resolutions. I read a stat that said the first 3 days with the gyms, they come in and they amp up the equipment with the gyms. They said by day like 6, they're taking the equipment away because the people don't sustain their New Year's resolutions. I'm gonna say this to y'all. My final thought: finish what you started. Finish what you started. If your New Year's resolution was to start out 21 days in the gym, and you started out with 6 days, 7 days, you 1/3 of the way there. You are the hard part is out of the way. You started. Why quit now? That's my final thought, man. Finish what you start. It's 11 days in. It's 11 days in. Keep going. That's my encouragement to y'all. Keep going. It takes 21 days to create a habit, 90 days to create a lifestyle. Keep going. You are 10 days away from this becoming a habit. And a month away after that. 2 months away after that for it becoming a lifestyle. Keep going.
My final thought is check on your family, man. We don't really check on our family a lot. We don't reach out to cousins and aunts, uncles, man. Just check on your family. Check on them, see how they're doing. And everybody, listen up. Every time a family member calls, it's not because they want something. Stop looking at your phone, talk about, this one. All right? Not everybody wants something. Sometimes people really just want to call, laugh, joke, reminisce, and have a good time with you, man. So that's my final thought.
Listen, I second that, man. Listen, he's talking to me with that as well. So, listen, I got to take heed with that. But, listen, if y'all like this show, y'all know what it is. Subscribe, like that, smash that like button. Make sure y'all follow us on all our platforms. The link is in the bio. If you want anything to talk about, sports related, culture related, make sure y'all hit us up. Again, the link is in the bio. But that's our show for the day. We're gonna let y'all get to this national championship game like we're gonna do, so we can talk about it on Wednesday, maybe Friday. But hey, that's our show for the day. That's it. Until next time, speak on it, y'all. I'm holla at y'all.